Road North and near Uptown, now in the clearing stages, 5th at Hawthorne Lane. Invest in your financial education and future with the Rinstead Radio Show with Robert Kiyosaki. That's tomorrow afternoon at 4 on 1110 WBT. Sunshine for your Friday. Today's high 85. Tonight cleared, the overnight 60. 77 now in Rock Hill and the Queen City. Boomer Von Cannon, News Talk 1110, WBT, time saver traffic.
What are you two doing with the hand signals and the jumping around?
We're trying to figure out which angle looks better.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this song.
It's not Art Garfunkel.
I know. Art Garfunkel is fantastic.
I'd like to know.
It was great.
Marilu Henner is here. Now, I want to ask you about your memory
Sure.
and more about your show and other stuff that you're doing. I want to ask you about a real selfish thing, though.
Sure.
Just
Yes, you are handsome.
True,
Very handsome.
True personal interest.
Great color on you.
True personal interest.
Turquoise.
Is Andy Kaufman dead?
Andy Kaufman's dead.
Really?
He is, yeah. Unfortunately, he's really dead. He's really dead. I saw him a month before he died.
Really?
I saw him like 5 months before he died. I barely recognized him.
Really?
And he was really on the decline. And then a month before he died, I couldn't believe he was still even walking around alive. Oh, no, he's definitely dead, unfortunately, because he was unbelievable. And I know a lot of people think that, Man on the Moon was a real depiction. The thing that Jim Carrey missed in that movie, and I adored Jim, and I thought the performance part of Andy he really got, but he didn't get the sweetness of Andy and the ordinariness of Andy, because that's what was so crazy. He was like this sweet guy, next-door neighbor type from Great Neck, and could have a real conversation with you, and then go out and do the most outlandish, ridiculous things. And that was his magic, the yin and yang of him. Whereas Andy was always so crazy. I mean, Jim Carrey playing Andy was always so crazy.
You
got the crazy.
Yeah, you had that.
You had that, but you didn't have
and
the
the
sweet.
ability to do uncomfortable things in people's face, and all those places from which Kaufman
lived. Yeah,
lived
and performed. Yeah.
I admit I'm fascinated by the whole thing and him and the show. And
that's a lunch
I love
or dinner
Taxi,
because it was unbelievable.
I love the show and
thank you.
And,
it was great.
Terrific, and all you guys were terrific, and I've been fascinated by Kaufman. I was interested in Man on the Moon, and I was particularly interested because so many of you guys, you were in Man on the Moon, and so that leaves a person like me trying to figure out, well, all right, now how much of this is real? How much is the skit? How much is if you believe? Because you guys knew him and you're in there. So.
Right. I think that it made him seem, I think they pandered to a certain male audience that they felt wanted the crazy of Andy without the humanity. I don't think you really saw his humanity, and I think he was a great guy. And that's what made what he did so nuts. See, I'm so excited, I'm slapping my headpiece. Earphones. It was just something was definitely missing, I felt. And I think that's why the movie wasn't a big hit. So, yeah.
Well, I liked it.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
I may fire it up again this week.
Oh,
that's good. Well, my wife's out of town. I got nothing to do.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so tell me, what is this thing that you have? What is this thing about your memory?
Okay, this is what it is. It's called, they finally put a label to it, because I've been talking about it for years, but people couldn't wrap their minds around it until all of a sudden a woman who had this memory came forward. She called, the memory team at UC Irvine, which is like the memory center of the United States, Dr. James McGaugh, and she said, they said, oh, well, if you're having trouble remembering, and she said, no, I have trouble forgetting. I can't forget anything. So they did years of testing on her. They offered the story to 60 Minutes and to Primetime Live, and Leslie Stahl, who happens to be a friend of mine for many years, she said, hate to burst your bubble on this woman, but my friend Marilu Henner has the exact same memory. So they passed on the story. Diane Sawyer put it on. They found just a few more people who had it. And then Leslie called me and she said, we are going to do a story on 60 Minutes because it turns out there are very few people, so we want you to be tested on television. Okay, so this is what happens. Most people remember 8 to 11 events within any year. We, who have highly superior autobiographical memory, or have HSAM, as it's called, we remember virtually every day of our lives. You can name any date within my lifetime. I'll tell you what day of the week it was and what I was doing on that day.
No.
Everything gets recorded and remembered. So we not only have an incredible, well, first of all, everything you've ever been through is on your emotional hard drive, and it makes you behave in certain ways. I just happen to have an extraordinary retrieval system.
They told me they wiped that clean in the treatment center. When I went to the treatment center, they said that was wiped clean. At the end of the 21 days when I got the medallion, they said it was all over.
Okay, well, I hate to burst your bubble.
Still there?
It's still there. It's still there. And everybody remembers something especially well. I call it your primary track. Everybody remembers something. But here's the thing. They took 300 measurements of our brains. They have found 9 areas that are 10 times larger than the normal brain. They've wired us, put us through MRIs, taken cheek samples, hair samples, blood samples, saliva samples, muscle testing, asked us over 2,000 questions, and there's still a very, very, very tiny group of us. And so, as a result, the testing is ongoing, but it's really helping them understand memory for Alzheimer's, for dementia, for any other brain disorders.
But can you try to tell me, and I know, next time you come to Charlotte, come back and hang out longer. I got tons of people want to yap with you on the phone. And,
that would be so much fun.
All of this stuff, so come back again, Monday.
Monday. I wish. I'm leaving Saturday.
But try to tell me. So when you say that, like if I gave any date,
give me a date.
No, I don't want to because
that's fine.
it frightens me.
Oh, it frightens you. All right, but let me tell you.
I'm serious. What does the inside of your head and your consciousness feel like?
Okay, this is.
It feels to me like it would be madness.
No, it's the most organized system that you could possibly imagine. It's like having Google in your brain. Somebody gives me a date. It's as if there were 365 or 366 if it's a leap year, and they mention a leap year. It's as if there were 365 simultaneous montages going on. It's like scene selection on a DVD. It's like you see all those little movies. So that's what it is, and then I can zero in on a day and do it from morning till night if I need to or want to.
I'm not kidding you. That it makes me
Scares
shake
you?
to think of it.
I know you're shaking.
That would be going on in my head. That you would see.
But you will never be forgotten by me. I could run into you 10 years from now, and I could say, "Oh my gosh, how cool was that day?"
And you were wearing that blue shirt.
Yeah, I remember you were wearing that blue shirt that popped your eyes and made your skin tones look so.
Well, I will remember that. That's what you said.
So maybe your primary. I believe everyone has a primary track. It's like in the jigsaw puzzle of your life. What are the hard-edged pieces that you can interlock the other memories to? And I really do believe everyone also has a dominant sense. So I'm guessing yours is auditory because otherwise, why would you be in radio? Mm-hmm. So you would remember that I said that.
Although I've got a pretty good visual sense.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah. So.
Marilu Henner. Marilu.com is the other website. Marilu Show.
Marilu Show is where you can get the show unless you're
close. Is where you get the show.
Yeah.
Marilu.com is where all of the rest of you is, with all of these other books and classes and things and stuff that you're doing.
Teachers who teach the program, because I wrote a book called Total Health Makeover and all that other stuff. But I talk a lot about memory on my radio show too. Yeah, a lot about health and memory, relationships, show business, of course. So it's for men and women.
Well, I'll just say, because Marilu comes on at noon, our time.
I know.
So in the unlikely event that anyone didn't want to listen to our midday host, Mr. Limbaugh, you can always go to marilushow.com and check that out. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you so much. This is so much fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's nice to meet you.
Oh, well, next time. For sure. I'm going to be back here. I hope in a year.
All right. Well, stop by.
We'll
make it. You'll remember.
I'll remember.
Exactly. 9 to noon. Marilu Henner. Thanks a bunch.
Thank you.
And your 7 seconds. We're cracking open the 50,000 watts coming up.
Panthers, Texans.
That's
Thank you.